normal side control. Bridges, he gets a little gap. And he's the forearm underneath this arm here. Usually this is a good escape, so if you complete the escape, down. You guys might know, certainly the high belts, should recognise that as the escape is happening midway, as soon as it's happening, when the head feeds into the arm here, which will not. Here, you go into it, you'll kind of right here, he just drives this here. And the head is pretty good. Once again, it's just a drill, don't really, you don't want to too much up, right, okay, just a drill, just nice and neat, like this speed. Yeah, and then it's my turn, and then it's his turn. What the part where you, when you go for headlocks, it's usually, very rarely will they just be like this. Usually because you don't want to do something, he's driving into me, maybe he's double legging me from here like this, and he's reaching out. And when the arms reach out, that's your signal to go for the arm and guillotine here. You kind of don't have a choice because the arm is here. It's trying to fish around for this single arm guillotine, no arm guillotine is a little harder. So we're going from here. So this is like a nice place to have holding. But the difficulty here is finishing from here. So what happens is, like a typical examiner, is he then just keeps his arm fairly robust here and forms a frame, and then you go here, and it's just, you're just pulling his arm, and you're pulling his leg. And this is where people, if you watch UFC, you get Joe Rogan goes, oh, he's going to burn his arms out, and they're holding on to the guillotine, they're doing this, and using almighty strength to try and finish the guillotines, and their arms get burned out, and then they can't fight anymore because their arms are gone. But the guillotine shouldn't be about it. It should be about affecting the carotid, and with that it's more of a subtle angle change and getting the right tightness. And you can just hold it, because I can just hold it for the whole time. I'm not using strength, I'm just holding it there. And it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And that's where you finish them off. Especially in knee, right? In the different what you've got to finish. So let's look at this. Let's practice the arm in guillotine, right? When the arm is, or elbow is away from the side, that's your trigger. That's your trigger to go for that. When the arm is tightly tucked in, then there's nothing to say we can't go for the high elbow and finish it off. We'll talk about finishes a bit later. So say there's a moment where you see that, and we're linking here. Cut the chin. Once the headlock is nicely tucked in, then we link our hands again, and I'm just gripping here like this. The next step before we leap up and sort of put our leg over is to make sure this arm is as high as possible. Going for the guillotine here is he's too strong. By the time he realises what I'm doing, he'll bring his elbow back, and that's where we're into the problem of trying to finish. See this elbow? It's wrapped around with his tight. I can't finish here. No matter how much I angle it, I haven't got anything. It's very, very tough to finish. So the drill is, we're going in here with triggers, elbow. What I've done there. Trapped his elbow here like that. If you are sloppy here, then he can retract his elbow. If you make sure you trap the elbow here, alright, then we can do the second part. The second part is to step up. So step up into him, get the knee, shin across his belly, and leg over the top. That's not the finish. We're going to, well, I want my bicep more over on this crossfit. I know my bicep in the back of his leg. I'll rotate around the leg so you can see. So we'll bring around here. Now it's also kind of like dipping his head. It's the second part of finishing the arm guillotine. Oh, I was a bit lazy there. See my elbow came up? Bring it in. And then we're going to extend. So legs and arm work together. So without even this, is what I did in shadowing. I've got the headlock, grabbing over the arm, bring the elbow in. Then we're going to step up, shin into his belly, arm over, and then phase two is the compression part. I'm compressing down here while stretching here. So it's two parts. We'll spin around different angles, you can see. So you can't see what I'm doing with the elbow, but I already showed that one. So we've got in, lock your elbow in, moving into him, get the shin across. Here, don't finish it from here. I want to be on my side, get all my bicep into his, and then we're going to extend the legs and compress the neck. And it is more of a cranky type of thing. There's a little bit of blood affects the blood. It's got it all. Yeah, there's even a bit of windpipe tension as well. It's quite powerful, but you've got to get the angles right, and then you'll get it. Does anyone want to see that again?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sure. myself. So we're in a situation, a sort of slightly contrived situation where he's presenting it to me, but normally you can, as you can see from the escape from the side, you immediately get that. So we've already got this, I'm just cocking the chin. This has become a trigger for me, so I go around and I want to wrap it on. Now I grab my own hand, okay, and it's very hard to get into that the guard position from here, just sitting backwards. In fact, just backwards is very hard to, and I can't get the leg over. So you have to drive into him, get the knee across. But here, this is not the finish. I want to rotate my shoulders. It's like I want to put my shoulders to the ground. Put my shoulders to the ground and extend, and then put my head. Actually, I felt more of a push up there, wasn't it? Yeah. No, it was kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I didn't feel that with that, thank God.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit on something. So it's very hard because a lot of it's hidden underneath head and stuff like that. When you were
just a thick neck.
Give it a go, guys. Nice and gentle, nice and like the part where you'll find most difficult is that launching up, because you'll have a tendency to fall like that, and that's not as good as, and then drop it like this. More control, drop to your shoulder. Yes? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Say this manufactured situation where his arms are extended. I go in here, but he withdraws his elbow quickly. I immediately switch to the single arm guillotine. Same as on Thursday's class, steps in, go in here, this goes high, and reach around, and already getting a finish. It's a quicker finish. You feel you're affecting the carotid artery much, there's much more contact there. There's certainly no strength involved, but getting it is hard. So you have to kind of spot that scenario. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go for the arm guillotine. You're going to try your best, you remove it, and immediately, remember to get that arm up high, like the hand up high like this. Don't just start from here, because when you move in, he's holding my arm, he's preventing. See, that becomes accessible to him, and I can't get any choke from here. Whereas up here, he can hold what he likes, he's not going to reach that, and that's going to finish him. Does anyone want me to run through the no arm guillotine finish again? Because you weren't here on Thursday, but you did obviously see the video. Yeah, okay. So you can see the no arm guillotine. We're going to start from here. Wraps around, same as the previous guillotine, but the difference is here, I now have freedom to move my hand high. Okay, so with the freedom to move my hand high, I lean here and I'm holding the same way, it's like this. So now my bicep is in contact and my forearm here is in contact with his neck, with his arteries here. As I sit in, we'll do it very gently because we do too much of it there. See how I fall? I'm still in that sideways crescent shaped position, and yes, he's already tapping something. And to finish, I'm lifting. See how it happens? I'm lifting it, and again, leg extension, and you're getting really tight compression on the leg. Okay? Who were you working with? Emma, was it? Or, yeah, so you were here Thursday, so you saw this one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go. You go for the arm guillotine. He recognises the problem.
No, you can get. Sure, lean back.
As I say, the arm guillotine tends to be more available anyway, but there is a tactical advantage why putting your hands there would be a good thing to do. So anyone sort of getting these suggestions. No?
Stops them.
Yeah, it stops them from deferring. In fact, I'll show you. We're going to move on to this to next week, which is what I was really keen to do. But we kind of have to start from the guillotine. From here, when you have the arm and guillotine, you can also perform head and arm triangles, which is just since, thank you very much, since John Will's seminar, I'm kind of like seeing them everywhere. You don't try them, because we don't really do them in gi, but in no gi, with the arm stickers, anaconda choke, brabo choke, guillotine, those three are like the evil triplets that you need to incorporate in your game. So, whether it's he taught it with the arm not available just because it's easier, right? But I think it works arm in or arm out, it doesn't matter. For the sake of argument, let's do it with the arm out guillotine first. I'm going like, he did it from butterfly as well, but we're starting from here. And you, let's just do the theory first of all. From here, he voluntarily flops onto his back, which gets out of the guillotine. And you turn that into a flush choke. So my V of my finger, that goes down, and I move in to get the finish. So we'll try off that. That's the theory. He says that. He says that, you know, because his guillotines are so feared, his training partners will flop out of it, and that's how he realised the upward thrust guillotine is a viable tool. Because then he would often get the guillotine, move in, and then just flop to the side. You follow them and finish off. You can see what I'm doing here. But I don't want my legs out here, I want my head, his head trapped in here, and we finish from here.
Does that across the windpipe more?
No, it was still done. But remember, Daniel's got arms like this. So him just doing that to you already doing that is kind of horrible. And then he spent an hour talking about the crane and forklift trucks, and only now do I get the idea of what he was talking about. This being the roof, and you can't use the crane to lift anymore, you use the forklift truck to push down and then push down. Anyway, that was interesting. Anyone want to see that again?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Emma, do you mind if I borrow you? This is the theory part to show you the action, and then if we have time, we'll go through the more practical application of this that you're more likely to face when you're sparring. So let's do it without the arm guillotine, just because it's a little freer, you've got more room, but I think you can still do it with the arm guillotine. So as I'm going for my, it's not like when he flops to his side and you follow him around. See, I don't want him to flop to his side and escape. And my hand is here. Even just cupping the chin is quite annoying, just trying to get out of this one. It's a remarkably... Amir just holds my hand, it gets out, and he escapes, right? But even we were doing this in sparring, and we agreed it was just annoying, just doing this. So now I want to walk in a little bit, just so it kind of looks like a brabo, but it's just a little bit enough so I can trap his head, because if there's too much head movement, he can shrimp and relax. Here, and then up at his throat. Yeah, it's that kind of, and this is remarkably powerful, this action here. Did you want to see it again? Yep. So everyone, let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Guillotine, and we're getting that nice position where the knee is across here. Look, he's holding my hand. I can't finish it off. We get this one underneath, and we're going to sweep him that way, and then we end up here. Generally, you're not going to finish from here with that nice, because the theory is nice but practical. He's just going to roll out, roll that way. He's going to roll out. And then I'm into a position. Okay, so go back to position. So I'm for the Daniel's advice is to turn and go for the side control. So we're going to do the whole thing again. This is more of your practical, realistic, go for this kind of option rather than some fancy choke. We don't have time to finish what he did show, but look at the video again. Just search Daniel Strauss on the Facebook group and you'll see that there's a whole video, 3 hours long, whatever it was. You can watch that. We do the same thing here. We're going for the no arm guillotine. We're stepping in. I'll try and do this, but it's not quite working. I can't get that rotation. We're going here. See, and I'm going to just direct it over that way. And I fold it up underneath the arm. Push the shoulder down, and he likes this forearm in the throat thing because normally you have a gi here. Because what you don't want is to go there and it turns into you. And we're fighting here. I'm going to push that shoulder down. Another problem is the arm. Usually the arm is trapped. And this is also an escape for him. He would escape from here. If you just try and escape from here. Right, I'm got from here. With this arm, yeah, trapped. Yeah, see, he would escape from here. So we want to push into his throat and move the arm out, and then we can get here. So whole thing again, sorry. Move your follow there. Oh yeah, sure. John was commenting.
I'm grateful.
Usual guillotine routine. Nice and gentle, isn't it? This time I'm going for the butterfly hook. I'm letting go of this. And flipping it over. This way I'm following up here. So I've got the underhook. Some people I've seen have tried to do the guillotine from here. Daniel stresses it's probably easier to keep the shoulder flat. Put this here. Problem is this arm is trapped here, and if you can use this as a lever to escape, you want to push here. Yeah, which gives you the arm to get forward with the side control. Okay, we'll do that as our last technique, and we'll explore this more on Thursday. 1, 2, 3.